workplace community provides ideas, it provides dialogue, and that we're bound, we don't have any boundaries. I mean, we can be everywhere, global type thinking.
Information has been free in our society for about 20 years now, since the real advent of the internet. Knowledge is now free. Now, knowledge used to be talked about in terms of, like psychological knowledge, things that you cannot sell, the things you have to keep to yourself. But now it's free, and what we're all looking for is wisdom. What do we do with all this knowledge that's based on all this information? And when you get into a forum like this and people share their stories, they share their experiences, and it's beyond the soap opera things that we all deal with day to day, but even still you can learn how you can be wise and help people perform better in their lives.
So I think transparency, being willing to share ideas in an open way, and not feel so proprietary about what we know in our intellectual property, share it with the group, see where it goes. Because I think that I, as a member of the workplace community, can learn more from that than lose.
What I'm passionate about and what I would like the workplace community to be involved in is bridging that gap between academia and the practitioners.
Baseline, this place talks about people. It doesn't really talk about buildings and infrastructure. It talks about people.
It's not about sit down, have a tutorial from a really smart person, take notes and apply it when I get home. Learning is more virtual, learning is more interactive, I think learning is more experiential. And I think the homeroom is a place where I see that happening just today. I mean, we've been only open one day, right? So I attended both sessions here today and probably talked as much as I listened.
This community is going to be full of thought leaders, and it's all about sharing and just the presentation styles that we're going to learn about tomorrow. The Picha Kucha, am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
PK?
I've met some people face to face that I was working with virtually for an extended period of time and met them face to face for the first time today. So it's very essential that we get a chance to meet face to face so that as we work virtually as a community, those projects, those initiatives are enriched by having met one another in a very dynamic kind of face-to-face experience like we have here.
The vision for the global workplace community is going to also be driven by the technology that we serve, because part of it is being able to get the different ideas shared and immersed. And it would be wonderful to have more physical collaboration occurring, but with travel costs and things like that, it's a little bit more difficult. And so if there's abilities for the technology to be the means, like what we're doing today in terms of capturing a lot of the video, offering it so that people can join different time zones. We've got people in New Zealand and Asia and London all participating.
That we can share best practices, information, so that those who might be in a leadership position can teach, and so that those who want to learn have an opportunity to do so.
Right now I'm looking for the words to describe what it is we do, and then to help form that answer here in this community. I would invite anybody to give their 2 cents right now, because now is the time to figure that out. We have not solidified that answer. For me, I say I'm a people architect, and I'm comfortable with that at the moment. I design systems for people, not buildings, but for people. So that seems to get some understanding of what a strategist is. But I want the young people coming in to help me figure that out, because they're already thinking this way.
Bring younger people into the organization, into the community, allows for more shape-shifting of ideas to occur. So I would have them absorb the materials. I think also the materials that have been created, the videos, the videos, and a lot of the core curriculum's good. But the best way is just to engage in a content team. I think that's truly the best way for people to absorb and understand the power of it. I think we've got a good foundation with the workplace community in the U.S., 1,700 members. How do we make that connection more fulfilling, more personal, I think is one of the questions that I have. And then how do we begin to reach out into Asia Pacific and more deeply understand the emerging issues that are happening there and learn from that? And same thing in Europe, because as we all know, the workplace is globalizing. But how can we keep the dialogue going after the summit? And how can we keep more of that conversation happening? How can we connect people? And I think a lot of that is coming through the development of the website. So for people to be able to find others like-minded, that if they wanted to be able to search on different types of topics that they were specifically interested in, I think Workplace TV has taken a leadership role in being able to bring more people together so that you can see some of that different type of thought content. When we started, we knew what we wanted. We could feel what we wanted in terms of connection and meaning, but we weren't really sure how it would begin to emerge. And it was incredible to see so many of our friends and competitors all coming together and being able to really dive into something that is more than a profession. It's been a vocation for us. I mean, we've stayed in the industry for a very long time for some significant reasons, and I think we all hold the workplace to be a very transformative way of making a significant shift.